Good afternoon and welcome to yet another episode of Peace Drops for the Great Green Wall. My name is Grace Lopez Charles and I will be your host this afternoon. For those of you joining us for the very first time, let me iterate the vision and purpose of this initiative, Peace Drops for the Great Green Wall. To put it into context, in 2007, the African Union launched a game-changing initiative known as the Great Green Wall. Its aim to restore 100 million hectares of currently degraded land in the Sahel region, a region that separates the Sahara in the north from the Sudanian savanna in the south, and stretches from Senegal in the west to Djibouti in the Horn of Africa, while at the same time sequestering 250 million tons of carbon and creating 10 million green jobs by 2030. The Brahma Kumaris Environment Initiative, through their involvement in the United Nations Convention for Combating Desertification, has been inspired to support the dream of this living symbol of hope, with the potential to be the largest living structure on the planet, spanning 8,000 kilometers across the width of the continent Africa. We believe that this initiative will not only bring sustainability and economic growth, but the potential for spiritual well-being of the peoples of the Sahel will be enhanced. Our input in this project is to offer that spiritual sustenance through reflections on different values or virtues and inspirations from countries and organizations involved in the Great Green Wall initiative. Today, the emphasis is on the virtues appreciation, gratitude, and acceptance. Together, these form the acronym AGA. This reminds me of the AGA stove. Many might not be aware of what an AGA stove is, but it is a traditional cooker that was invented by the Swedish engineer Gustav Dalén and has been produced in the United Kingdom since 1957. The AGA most often became the hearth of the upper middle class country home, a place where the family gather around while the kettle boils and the gravy simmers, particularly in the winter months. For me, the AGA is a reminder of a gentler, more unhurried time. You see, there are no dials, knobs, or digital indicators. It is made of cast iron and works on the principle of stored heat. The radiant heat source constantly keeps the cast iron heated. Therefore, it was always ready for use and provided multi-directional heating and cooking. In much the same way, appreciation, gratitude, and acceptance are the AGA of virtues, storing the warmth of good wishes and pure feelings. Appreciation brings the warmth of recognition and enjoyment of all that is good in someone or something, with a full understanding of the circumstances. Gratitude brings the pure feelings of being thankful, enhancing the warmth of appreciation for what's good in our lives and being thankful for the things we have. Appreciation, gratitude, and now acceptance. Acceptance creates a positive environment for everyone by just focusing on solutions to problems and being understanding of the plight of others. Acceptance happens naturally when the good wishes of appreciation and the pure feelings of gratitude are present. Like the AGA cooker, There are no dials, no knobs, or digital indicators for these virtues. They are always ready to be used in every situation. Today, we will use them to spread drops of peace to Mali, one of the 11 countries that form the Sahel region, driven by conflict and insecurity, which triggers large-scale population displacements, socio-political instability, climate shocks, and epidemics, and unprecedented levels of food and nutrition insecurity. As a result, work on the Great Green Wall is almost non-existent in Mali. We wish to spread peaceful drops of appreciation for the organizations like Save the Children. Through the Integrated Rapid Response for Children, Save the Children enables thousands of children to be cared for in safe and protective learning spaces after being displaced, and also helped in reintegrating formal school. We will send peace drops of gratitude to the many who have pledged their support in whichever way they can to make the Great Green Wall a success. Also, peace drops of acceptance that all in the Sahel can have the glimmer of hope that this great green wonder holds for their future and that of the generations to come. In this, our 6th episode, we will be guided through reflections and meditations and create a climate of appreciation, gratitude, and acceptance that will permeate the Sahel and in particular Mali. So sit back, relax, and send powerful drops of peace.
Hello and greetings from Oman. And for those of you who know Oman, it's a very hot country, mostly desert, and it's to the east of Africa, but joined to Africa through the Gulf regions. And on the map, actually, it's not far from the Great Green Wall of Africa, so I somehow feel connected. Since I've been in Oman, particularly this time, I've been observing what's possible in a dry, arid country when the people get together and have a vision for a green space, trees, grass, vegetation. It's quite incredible what they've done in this country. And I've noticed, getting to know the Omani people, how much they appreciate nature and how much gratitude they have for example, just the vegetation around me, this beautiful bougainvillea, the pink bush above me, and these lovely hanging plants around me. In this little space of dry, hot corner of the house, a little paradise has been created. And this has been partly created by a little girl of 6 years old who I've got to know. Her name is Sama, and I witnessed for myself the love and appreciation for plants this little girl has. She grew some beans from seeds, and I was here when she transplanted the little seedlings into the soil just to the right of me. Her father guided her, but she did it on her own. She planted these little seedlings and immediately started to talk to them. And she gave them names like Beanie and Tweenie and Weenie. And every morning she would come out before going to school with a glass, specially for her little bean plants, and would water them with so much love. I myself have been enjoying gardening recently, particularly during the lockdown period when I was living with my parents. I developed a vegetable patch and I grew beans there, and I was amazed how tall and verdant my bean plants became. They were absolutely incredible, full of flowers and leaves that were bigger than I've ever seen on bean plants before. And many people were commenting, "Helen, what do you do? What's your secret? How are your beans flourishing so well?" And I'm absolutely convinced, although some people think I'm a bit crazy, that it was love and being with those beans and training them up the poles, but with a lot of love and attention. And I added some lovely compost, rich compost from the garden leaves and the vegetable peelings that I've been adding over the years. But I'm absolutely convinced that it was my appreciation of nature, my gratitude for what these plants were going to bring, and sure enough, the harvest was quite incredible. And so now, watching little Summer with her beans, I was feeling very excited for her, for what's going to develop in the next few months. And interestingly, we have a wall behind me, which is soon going to become a green wall. So everything seems to fit in rather nicely. And talking about Mali, this is a country that has fascinated me. I first visited the country in the year 2004, and it always held an air of magic beforehand, because Timbuktu was a great city in Mali, well known for its university, for its libraries, etc. in the past. Unfortunately, a lot of that has been so badly damaged, and I'm not sure whether the university still exists, but it's probably not quite as it was in the past. So Timbuktu, even the word, used to fascinate me. And when I arrived, I was surprised at the rich development of the country, a beautiful river that flows through Bamako, and the mangrove groves. And I would walk among these forest areas, forests of mango trees, huge mango trees, growing out of what looked like very infertile soil, dry and rather dusty. But somehow that soil held the minerals that were needed for these plants. But it was the carefully planned irrigation systems, it was the careful coming together of the community to harvest the mangoes at the right time, to know the markets, I just felt these people knew how to live with nature, how to get the most out of these arid lands and to produce such verdant growth. Hello, Summer.
My name is Sama and I love plants because they are so cute and they give you yummy fruits and vegetables. And these my plants.
Would you like to show us some of your plants?
Yeah. Bean plants at school, and this is the smallest one, the almost smallest one, the medium and the biggest one. They are all yummy beans.
Well, that was Summer, who just came to speak with you, who wanted to share with you her love for the garden and for creating a green space. Another thing about Summer's love of plants is that she will never pick a flower. For example, these bougainvilleas, she will only pick them up from the floor just as they've fallen and take them into the house. But she actually told me off when I picked a little flower the other day, and she said, "That's cruel, you should never do that. The flowers should stay on the plants. Only when they fall should you pick them up." And that she wasn't taught. That came very naturally, and it just made me think that all of us have that natural connection with nature, that natural appreciation and care and gratitude for what's around us and what it gives us, what it does for us. Going back to Mali, I'm very aware of the difficulties in that country, of the challenges to being involved in the Great Green Wall. There's been terrorism, there have been all sorts of political problems, and yet this hasn't deterred the country from making the most of what it has. And I feel convinced that as time goes by, with these qualities of cooperation and appreciation and working together, that maybe that part of the Great Green Wall will start to take shape in its own time. So let's have a short reflection, and I'd like to invite you to join me in this garden and imagine being in a lovely space, plants around you with flowers, appreciating the beauty and the bounty of nature, appreciating what can be done with very little, because nature is so giving. Appreciating what the people of Mali have managed to do in a terrain which must be extremely challenging, and yet with vision, with hope, with cooperation, with acceptance of the situation as it is. Much has been done, and much surely will be done. And so in our meditation, I feel that we can be part of that. We can be part of the efforts of these noble people. So I'd like you to just imagine the country of Mali in West Africa. Beautiful river that cuts across the country, bringing irrigation, much needed water. The mangrove forests, the food that is developed by the local people, by their own hands, through their cooperation, through their love of the community, through their love of life, through their love of God. And as we reflect, to imagine that greener world, to feel as if I'm already moving towards a golden age, to feel that any walls, any human-made walls, walls of conflict, walls of division, will be transformed into bridges, so that that greening can happen through cooperation within the community and across borders, and that we will see miracles happening in our time. Thank you very much.
There are villages who signed like an agreement with the terrorist group to be able, for example, to grow their feeds, to be able to go to the like local market to move. Okay, and some villages which refuse to do that. They think that villages who did agreement with the terrorist group are against them, so they are considering them as part of the extremist group, and they are using the differences of ethnic groups as a weapon against the communities.
Population de Kouli, petite population. Dula tsaka dula ke bagamna etse bagamana ke masi tsaka sigi village.
Tara sigi ni fama mun fana tara an soro ye an ni tol mun be de bila sege telena ko di am banda ko te am ba al sini na yi sira soro bata wal mari la kana sabatira yi ayo o de kumba la kana sabati en polo fe ibe am penti polo ibe ta itara ye fana.
There is like a huge amount of people who are joining them because of economical issues, because of religious issues, and pushing these people against those who didn't join. Like fighting against disinformation, because now social network is the field of recruitment for the jihadists, and people are sometimes sharing the information through WhatsApp group without knowing that this can be dangerous. Fighting against terrorists is not enough. People need more than that. And if you want to fight against extremism, we have to empower the youth, because they are the majority of the population, and we need to invest in peace education and helping children to go back at school, because we believe that with education we can fight terrorism.
Gratitude. What am I grateful for when I reflect on the Great Green Wall? It is growing, a word wonder. The Great Green Wall is taking root in Africa's Sahel region at the southern edge of the Sahara Desert, one of the poorest places on the planet. Millions of people there are already facing the devastating impact of climate change. Persistent droughts, lack of food, conflicts over exhausting natural resources, and mass migration are just some of the many consequences. The Great Green Wall is about much more than growing trees. It's about improving millions of lives. It is growing fertile land, which is one of humanity's most precious natural assets. It is growing biodiversity to bring life to the degraded ecosystem. It is growing a wall of hope against poverty. It is growing food security for the millions that go hungry every day. It is growing green jobs, giving real incomes to families across the Sahel. It is growing a reason to stay, to help break the cycle of migration. What do I feel? I feel a lot of appreciation for those people suffering due to climate change, and I am grateful for their dignity, courage, and resilience. I am sending from my heart my love and my inner power to them. My heart is full of gratitude for people who are involved and committed to this wonder, who are engaged in a mosaic of initiatives, for their inspiration, perseverance, and enthusiasm, for facing all obstacles, bouncing back, and moving forward no matter what. I am sending my feelings of respect to them and good wishes for their continued efforts. Nature, the one that never gives up, always is ready to heal and return to harmony if we only allow her to do it. I am deeply grateful for nature's selflessness, unlimitedness, and abundance. I can see the flourishing ecosystem across the Sahel region, bringing health, wealth, and happiness to all the people. And finally, I am grateful for myself, that I can hear the call of time. I recognize the need to act, and I have the inner power and motivation to do it. I have a connection with the divine light, spreading the rays of hope and love to all living beings, the land, the plants, all animals of the Sahel region. Gratitude is the greatest power to make the impossible possible. to grow the great wonder.
Sitting quietly across the map of Africa, I can clearly see how the northern part is yellow and dry, and the southern part with a greener landscape. Between the two is the region called the Sahel. It goes from Senegal on the west to Djibouti on the east. The region is home to a project, the Great Green Wall. Its aim is to restore the natural protective barrier of vegetation to stop the advancing desert. I ask myself, how can I contribute to this project? I visualize the Sahel region and I send my thoughts of peace and love. Peace to the population experiencing unrest and terrorist attacks. I wish them comfort, strength, and resilience as they have to adapt daily to the impact of the climate change. I send love, courage, and enthusiasm to the volunteers who dedicated their time to help build the wall to reforest the region. Also to all the partners who are keeping the project alive. I see them all working together in harmony and unity, regreening and reviving the ecosystem. My thoughts also go to the elements. Yes, our choices have disrupted the natural flow of nature and brought the Mother Earth to its knees. Now on, I'll be more respectful and mindful. I'm grateful for the fresh air I'm breathing. I'll be using water and food wisely. No more waste. People are still struggling for food and pure drinking water. I wish the soil could be more fertile and absorb more the rainfall. But beyond all the struggles, I see joy and laughter in the mind and the heart of the people. I see life and light in their eyes. I see children playing without having to worry about tomorrow. I feel a mother's love, a child's trust, a friend's support, a father's protection. I see life. I feel life. And I feel like everything is coming back to life. I see green.
Wow. I do not know about you, but I feel that the vibrations of appreciation, gratitude, and acceptance are just bouncing around in the atmosphere, touching heads and hearts. This is surely the Aga effect, the radiance of the warmth of good wishes and pure feelings, of recognition and enjoyment of all that is good, of being thankful and of understanding the plight of others. It's just spreading everywhere. We have learned in this session of the situation in Mali and the obstacles faced in moving forward on the creation of the Great Green Wall. We have also shared lots of beautiful reflections on the virtues of appreciation, gratitude, and acceptance. I am so grateful that you took this time to contribute through your presence to this charged atmosphere. Thank you. Thank you so much for your presence. It is always appreciated. Sessions like these take place every second Sunday of every month at this same time. If you have not been present at a session before, do feel free to check out the previous ones on our YouTube channel. This is the same channel as the one you're visiting now. And those of you who have been, there is no harm in reviewing, even forming a watch party with friends and relatives, and discussing among yourselves ways and means in which you can contribute to the work of the Great Green Wall and the people of the Sahel. We welcome any thoughts or ideas, experiences, or work that you have done on reviving the ecosystem, and particularly in support of the Great Green Wall or the plight of Mali. Do share with us. We love to hear from you. The short promotional video that follows will have the information for contacting us. Goodbye. Until we meet again, be peace.